quarter and overtime in Saturday's victory over Armstrong, including the game-winning free throws. Tonight, the toughest test of all, defending section and state champ Minnetonka. Gophers cruise past Park Center behind Shane Schilling's 39 points in the semifinals. Maple Grove and Minnetonka met to start the season, with the Skippers scoring a come-from-behind 5-point win. The season will end for one tonight. The Section 5 Class 4A Championship, Maple Grove and Minnetonka, is next. And the Lindbergh Center is rocking tonight for the Section 5 Class 4A Basketball Championship. The number 3 seed, the Maple Grove Crimson, taking on the number 1 seed and defending champion Minnetonka Skippers. And good evening, I'm Jay Wilcox, along with Park Center assistant Lionel Jones. And for Maple Grove, in some ways, they feel fortunate to be here. A very difficult game in the semifinals, a little bit of a controversial call at the end of that one. But the key thing is you have to come through in the clutch, and they were able to do that on Saturday.
Yeah, that controversial game, what you have to do is put that away now. You're in the region finals. You have to concentrate on the task at hand, and that's Minnetonka and stopping Shane Schilling. And that's what they have to do. Just put away that game and come out and play hard tonight.
Well, your Park Center team got a first-hand look at just how explosive Minnetonka can be on Saturday.
Yeah, Minnetonka gives you a lot of different looks. They're going to try to penetrate and dish and give Shane Schilling as much touches as they possibly can and basically see what they can do.
We're going to talk about a couple of key individuals in this evening's contest. The guy who was just enormous down the stretch the other day for Maple Grove, Jeremy Grev.
Jeremy Grev, I like to call him G-Money. This is the Clark Kent of basketball. At any point in time, this kid can go into his phone booth and put on his Superman uniform and come out and just have a tremendous game. And look for him to do the same tonight around the perimeter, distributing the basketball to his players and helping to get the flow for Maple Grove.
The more pressure on Saturday, the better Jeremy Grev got in that one. Well, we've talked an awful lot all season, the last couple of years, about Shane Schilling, also about Adam Boone. But Maple Grove has a size advantage, so Grant Anderson becomes a key factor for Minnetonka in this one.
Grant Anderson is what you call the lunch pail guy. He's going to be a guy doing all the hard work, getting the offensive boards, getting the defensive boards. He's going to be a factor tonight combating Maple Grove's size, so look for him to play hard tonight, Trey.
Well, as we saw in the Open, these teams have met already once this season. Now, in some ways, you talk about the first game of the year and you say it doesn't matter, but at the same time, they have matched up head-to-head. Here's what Ron Zoppi, the Maple Grove coach, says he learned about Minnetonka in that one.
Well, the one thing we learned is we have to play all 4 quarters against a very good basketball team. They have 5, 6 excellent basketball players, and we have to cover them all. And one thing we got to take into it, we got to take care of the basketball.
Lionel, Maple Grove maybe a little bit bigger, Minnetonka a little bit more athletic, but what do you feel are the keys to victory for both of these teams in this one?
The keys for Maple Grove to stay in this ball game is when Minnetonka comes down and run their offense, and if they're fortunate enough to miss some shots, they have to be one and done. That means they have to secure the rebound and give Minnetonka the least amount of possessions they possibly can. That way they'll have a better chance to win this ball game, Jay.
Maple Grove and Minnetonka, for one of them, the season will end the way it started against these clubs. For the other, will go on to the state tournament. Minnetonka, of course, is the defending state champion. Maple Grove will try and change that here this evening. The Section 5 Boys Basketball Championship comes your way next on Cable 12 Sports.
The stories we cover happen here in the northwest suburbs. They have a direct impact on our viewers. That's why we say Cable 12 News is closer to you.
Well, everybody will have the story about the scandal in Washington, but where else are you going to find out about the expansion in Maple Grove or the Robbinsdale teacher who's making a difference?
You'll want to watch Cable 12 News because it really is closer to you.
Community Journal, a program about life in the northwest suburbs. Community Journal, seen 3 times daily, only on Cable 12.
And welcome back to the Lindbergh Center. Pretty much filled to capacity here. They're standing around the railings here to watch this Section 5 championship. Well, Maple Grove's been open for just 3 seasons, and Minnetonka has owned this series so far, leading it 4-0. Their one meeting earlier this year, coming in the very first game of the season, as we said, and Minnetonka come from behind 59-54. They had one playoff meeting. That was last season in the semifinal round of this tournament, and Minnetonka, of course, won that one by 13 points at that time. Good crowd on hand, as we said. Maple Grove, the visitor for today's game. They start Ryan Pederson, a 6'9 senior at one forward. Jeremy Oligmiller, a 6'6 senior at the other. Jeff Hess, a 6'6 senior in the middle. Jeremy Greb, a 5'11 junior at one guard, and 6'3 junior Brent Lawson is the other. He is back after turning an ankle against Armstrong. Ron Zoppi, the Crimson head coach. No changes for Minnetonka this evening as well. The starting lineup for the Skippers will be Brendan Finn, a 5'11 senior, along with 6'6 senior Shane Schilling at the forwards. Grant Anderson, a 6'7 senior in the middle. 5'11 senior Greg Fogarty and 6'2 junior Adam Boone are the guards for Minnetonka, the defending Class 4A champ. And there in the background, John Hedstrom, the Skippers head coach. His team's record 20-3. Maple Grove a record of 17 wins and 6 losses. Well, I think, Lionel, the edge in terms of experience in front of this type of crowd and in this big of a game certainly has to rest with Minnetonka. Maybe a bit of a factor early in a game like this.
There's no doubt about it. Experience will come in handy in a game like this. They know how to handle crowd noise. They probably adjusted to that by signaling things off the bench. And Minnetonka is going to be ready tonight. Hopefully Maple Grove will step up in a big game like this and try to win this thing tonight.
Well, and if you haven't noticed already, the student sections have brought their game faces and game attire for this one here as well. Just a great crowd support on hand for both of these clubs. Maple Grove, they kind of want to make this an annual thing to be in this type of game, as it's sort of become for Minnetonka here in the last couple of seasons. And Tonka, though, getting back to state for the first time in over 30 years last year and going on and winning it all here, representing Section 5. It's and since they've realigned and gone to this 4 classes, this Section 5 tournament has been outstanding, and some great teams, and Park Center emerging from it the year before with an upset win over Minnetonka. So in some ways, I would think this Maple Grove club is in a similar spot to your Park Center team was a couple years ago, the decided underdog, but in that case, the underdog won.
Yes, a couple of years ago, Minnetonka was the number 1 seed. Park Center came in as the number 3 seed and pulled out an upset. We had to get focused and concentrate on Minnetonka and some of the things that they were doing. Maple Grove has to do the same thing tonight.
Schilling controls the opening tip. Fogarty able to retrieve it, and Minnetonka basketball first. Man-to-man defense here for Maple Grove. Lawson on Schilling. Lawson lunging around, got a piece of that pass and deflects it out. If there is somebody who's athletic enough to stay with Shane Schilling on this Maple Grove team, it would be Brent Lawson. And he appears to be back in pretty good health. I saw him dunking at practice on Monday, so I think his ankle is as good as you could hope for at this point.
That's going to be a key matchup in this ball game. Can Lawson stay with Schilling?
Back out to Fogarty, who's guarded by Hess. That's an interesting matchup. Hess is a big bruiser inside. Fogarty mostly a three-point shooter. Fogarty swings it back out to Finn, who fires it up. It's good for 3.
Mr. Finn, that's his specialty, getting lost in the offense, popping out around the perimeter, and his teammates seem to find him every time.
Brendan Finn is a great defender, too, and he'll check Jeremy Grev in this one. Boone on Lawson. Boone nearly had the steal.
Right now, Maple Grove cannot get rattled. Concentrate, focus, stick to your game plan right now.
Inside Oligmiller and then over to Hess. Hess defended by Schilling. And down low, and a steal by Anderson. Turnover, Maple Grove.
There's the lunch pail guy, Mr. Anderson, working hard on defense in the interior, gets the steal.
Minnetonka, actually both these teams really play good, aggressive man-to-man defense. Here's Boone firing. That's good for 3, and it's 6-0 Tonka.
Maple Grove must step up and guard Minnetonka's perimeter guys a little tighter, or they're going to hit that shot all night.
Here's Greb over to Pederson. And one thing Ron Zoppi talked about, we don't want to get run over early because Minnetonka does that to a lot of teams. Just kind of takes them out of the game early. And Greb lost the handle, another turnover. And nearly given back, but the Skippers regain possession here. Finn to Boone. He'll fire another three. Wide open. This time no good, and Oleg Miller rebounds. And Ron Zoppi's going to ask for a timeout. Less than 2 minutes into the contest. He wants a 20-second timeout. As much to settle his kids as anything, I think.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Great timeout by Ron Zoppi. You don't want to get behind by 10 to 12 points early in this ball game. As good as team as Minnetonka is, you don't want to have to play catch-up with them for 4 quarters.
So an early 6-zip lead here for Tonka. 3-pointers from Brendan Finn and Adam Boone. They shoot the basketball very well on the perimeter as a team. They shoot the ball at just about a 36% clip from three-point land, which is a pretty good total when you factor in everybody on your team.
Jay, this is going to be a great ball game. We've had about 14 inches of snow outside, and right here in the Lindbergh Center today, it's about to heat up.
Grab left alone to bring it up against Finn. Schilling backs way off Hess outside. Now Pederson going to take the three from the top, bounces around and out. Rebound by Schilling.
That's a good shot by Mr. Pederson. They have to get him going. He's going to be a big factor in this game. They must get him going offensively.
Boone behind the back, goes to the floor. And finally Anderson came up with it out to Schilling. Stop and go move back to Finn. That one's off target, no good, and Oleg Miller rebounds.
That's a good defensive possession by Maple Grove. They must keep the defensive intensity up.
Lawson tried to go to the baseline and it slapped away. Maple Grove will retain possession. 6-0 Tonka, 5:29 to go here first quarter. Inbounded to Lawson, open for a three-pointer. No good. It bounces high off the top. Hess came up with it and was fouled. Minnetonka saying that ball should have been called out of bounds for hitting the basket support. I thought they had a point. I thought that ball hit the support. Anderson called for the reach-in foul, and Hess will go to the line.
Yeah, the referees missed one there. But right now, Minnetonka or Maple Grove cannot get into the referees. Let the referees ref the game. This is a big game for them. They just be focused on their game plans that their coaches have set for them and just be ready to compete in this ball game.
Jeff Hess knocks down a pair. Maple Grove on the board. 6-2 lead now for Minnetonka. Schilling trying to take Lawson. Lost the dribble but got it back. Fogarty going at Hess. Now back to Boone. Cutting around the D. His shot is up. No good. Pederson rebounds.
Great block by Maple Grove. The defensive intensity has picked up right now. They're looking to score on the offensive end.
Hess fires no good. Boone up high for the rebound. He's a great rebounder despite being a guard. Fogarty back out. Boone open for three. That one's short. Anderson and Hess all locked up. And the foul looks like it'll go against Jeff Hess of Maple Grove.
Well, Jay, I'm going to tell you right now, Maple Grove must adjust and do a better job at guarding the guys around the perimeter. They're getting open jumpers, and if you give Minnetonka open jumpers, they're going to make you pay.
Finn cuts around the D and banks it home. High arcing bank from a tough angle as Brendan Finn sinks his second hoop of the game, and it's 8-2 Tonka here. 4.5 minutes to go first quarter. Pederson coming out high. Much smaller man on him, but he lost it, and then a foul trying to get it back on Ryan Pederson.
Mr. Pederson has had a tough last couple of games. Right now, he's just looking to get into the floor of the offense and looking to get going. As you can see here, he's trying to penetrate in the lane, gets it stolen from him by Shane Schilling, and he grabs him on the arm for the foul.
Now, I know Ryan Pederson's primarily a perimeter player, but when you've got a guy that much shorter on you, I would have to think going to him inside has to be an option. Here's Schilling firing, no good. Anderson goes right over Lawson for the rebound. And then a bomb, no good. Anderson trying to get to it and does again. Grant Anderson, little pull-up is good.
This kid comes to play every night. He's the guy that's going to work for Minnetonka indoors.
10-2, Skipper's lead early. Some great work on the offensive boards there for Grant Anderson. Grev hounded out high by Finn. Now Pederson. Hess inside, poked loose by Boone, but it goes out of play. And Maple Grove will retain possession here. Now coming in is TJ Thettinga for Minnetonka. Pederson getting set to inbound.
This should be an interesting inbound. He's right near the Minnetonka Maniacs.
Now Lawson, cut off, goes to Grev. Quick swing for Pederson. And Hess turns over Anderson. That's good. Jeff Hess has all 4 points for Maple Grove, and they trail by 6.
Great post move by Mr. Hess inside. He gets the 2 points.
Caleb Marks getting set to check in here for Maple Grove. Schilling rising up over Lawson. That's good for 3. First bucket for Shane Schilling, 13-4 Tonka.
That is so frustrating for a defensive player. I mean, he was there, had perfect position, got a hand in his face, and Shane Schilling still knocks down the jumper. Incredible player.
And Anderson up with the steal after a difficult pass there. Grev was being pressured and threw it away. Schilling this time is called for the travel as he went around Lawson. Ball fake and then put it to the floor, but he's called for the walk.
Good call by the referees. He changed his pivot foot there very slightly, but the referees picked up on it and called the right call.
Number 50, Matt Richardson in for Minnetonka. Caleb Marks in for Maple Grove as we get the timeout. Some of our great crowd on hand. That would happen to be the Maple Grove side of things here. Well, an early barrage of threes here for Minnetonka. They've made 3 from behind the arc already to lead it 13-4.
This is going to be a tough game for Maple Grove if they can't do a better job guarding the guys around the outside. Minnetonka lives and dies with a 3-point shot. They must figure out a way to help them recover a little bit more quickly. That way they can be there on the shot, and hopefully Minnetonka miss some of those.
And much like against Armstrong Saturday, Maple Grove has had trouble getting the basketball inside. You look at a couple of these matchups, you think they should be able to, hopefully for them, get it inside a little bit. I would honestly, if Schilling stays on Hess, I would like to see them go at him, see if they can't get a couple of fouls on Shane. Hess is a more physical player than Schilling. He's about the same size or maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe they could look to go to that a little bit here and see if they can't get something done that way.
No doubt about it. Minnetonka is a good team, but they're not the same team without Shane Schilling on the floor.
Thettinga defending Grev. Grev going to take it to the bucket, and Schilling erases it.
Right now, Shane Schilling is picking up his game. He's using the Lindbergh Center as his own personal playground. He's blocking shots, he's hitting jumpers, driving to the lane, getting rebounds. This kid is playing tonight.
Caleb Marks looking to inbound deep out high to Grev. Marks to Lawson. Lawson spins into the lane. Tough shot. He draws a foul. Lawson, a good spin move there to get free. Finn will pick it up.
Lawson, who had a good region final game, really picked up his game in that game, looking to penetrate to the basket and score. He does the same thing on that possession. He goes to the line. Now he's going to shoot 2.
Free throw dances around and falls in for Brent Lawson. 3 of Maple Grove's 5 points coming from the line so far in this contest. Maple Grove, very balanced scoring team. And Lawson makes them both. Minnetonka by 7 as Adam Boone hits the front court.
They're looking to post Shane Schilling inside against Lawson.
Boone to the bucket, scoops it up there, no good, and Marks had the rebound, then it was knocked away.
Great defense by Maple Grove, making that shot tough for Boone. He had to change the shot in the middle of his release, and he didn't get the bucket there.
Finn handing off to Schilling. He'll step up and fire it up there. No good, and Oleg Mueller rebounds.
Right now, Maple Grove is in this ball game. They just need to come down, stay focused, run their offense, and they should get back in this thing. They have the size to do it.
Under 2 minutes to go now, first quarter. 13-6 lead for Minnetonka. Down low it comes. Hess taking it up strong. No good, though, and Boone rebounds.
For a point guard, Adam Boone is a great defensive rebounder. Look for him to pick up about 6 or 7 of those tonight.
Looking inside, Anderson had it and lost it. It was not a good pass. Not really Grant Anderson's fault on that one. And Tonka, their first turnover. Inside to Oleg Miller, and one.
That's what Maple Grove needs to do. Use their size to their advantage. Get the ball indoors. Attack Shane Schilling on offense. Maybe he'll pick up 2, like you said, Jay, and then he'll have to head to the bench. And they're not the same basketball team without him on the floor. And I think Maple Grove has just realized that.
There's Mike Pederson, 24, who checked in for the Crimson. Foul went against Adam Boone, and Oleg Miller a chance to complete a three-point play here for Maple Grove, and he does.
The Big Easy knocks down 2.
5 for 5 from the line for Maple Grove, and they are down 13-9 here. Battling back in it. Here comes Schilling on the baseline. Tough angle, no good. Anderson, another offensive rebound, and he is fouled.
Great post defense by Maple Grove. They're making it hard on Minnetonka to drive the lane and get shots, and that's what they have to do. That's what they have to stick to. Use your rotation to rest your big guys, and that's just what Ron Zoffy is doing.
Grant Anderson will head to the line here. He is a 51% free throw shooter.
That's going to be tough shooting free throws right there with the Cameron Crazies underneath the backboard, making all that noise, waving their balloons. It's very tough for a 50% free throw shooter to knock down 2 shots.
Another look at that last play as Anderson comes up with the loose ball there. And Nolan is into the game now. Brian Nolan, number 21, and Pederson back in for Maple Grove. He misses a pair, and Oleg Miller rebounds. So it stays a 4-point ball game. Nolan now defended by Finn. Here's Caleb Marks cutting into the middle. Oh, and an offensive foul on Marks.
Kind of a questionable call there. It didn't look like Mr. Anderson had great position. Looked like he was still moving to me, but the referee called it a charge. So you have to abide by the call.
And there you saw the reaction from Coach Ron Zoffy. A minute to go here, first quarter. Minnetonka up by 4. Schilling going to go from deep. It's good. Right over Ryan Pederson, a three-pointer. Second basket for Shane at 16-9.
You can't guard that any better. This kid is just so extraordinary. He can just leap right over your outstretched hands and hit the shot. It's incredible.
Oleg Miller cutting down the middle. Nice fake around Anderson, and he scores it. Oleg Miller with 5, and the lead is 5 for Tonka.
Right now, the Big Easy, Mr. Oleg Miller, is keeping them in the ball game. He's playing tough indoors.
Schilling firing. Pederson got a piece of this one, and here comes the outlet to Pederson. Ryan Pederson. Nolan trying to get it in low. Mike Pederson will go back out to Ryan Pederson. Now Caleb Marks. Marks all the way in for the bucket.
Mr. Marks trying to step up in this regional final game like he did in the semis.
Boone giving it over to Anderson, and a foul on the way in. Not going to be a shooting foul. 2.8 seconds to go in the opening period here. So Minnetonka will inbound from the baseline. Call's going to go against Caleb Marks. That'll be his second, I guess. No, his third. Already 3 fouls for Marks, who's been aggressive at the offensive end, but
that's going to be tough for Maple Grove to overcome. He's going to be a key player in this game. He has to stay on the floor, can't get in foul trouble.
Boone lobbing in for Schilling. Instead, it's thrown away. Oleg Miller, a runner. That one will not go. First quarter in the books. A good start for Minnetonka, but Maple Grove comes back. Our score after 1, Tonka 16, Maple Grove 13. Unsung athlete of the week.
A new hero every week only on Sports Jam. And we promise John and Jay won't sing. Sports Jam, Monday through Wednesday at 3:30, 7, and 10.
Welcome back to the Lindbergh Center. We are jammed with people here to watch the Section 5 championship. The difference so far, Minnetonka's been shooting three-point field goals. They have 6 buckets, and 4 of them have been from three-point land to lead to the 16-13 lead. At the other end, Maple Grove's done a much better job of drawing some fouls. They have gone 5 for 5 from the free throw line so far here, and keeping themselves in the ballgame largely because of that.
Right now, Maple Grove is going to be very dangerous. You can look in their eyes, you can see they're believing that they can stay in the game with Minnetonka and win this thing at the end.
Hess over to Mike Pederson. Now Nolan coming to the top. He'll fire it up there, no good. And chased down there by Fogarty.
Not a bad shot, just didn't fall for him.
Adam Boone lifting inside for Schilling, taken by Mike Pederson. Lawson, corner to Ryan Pederson. Ring it up for 3, and we're tied.
Jay, they are believing. They're believing that good things can happen if they just stay focused on their game plan right now.
Oh, what a move to the baseline by Fogarty, and up off the glass and good. And now all 5 Minnetonka starters have scored with that basket by Greg Fogarty. 18-16 Tonka. Pederson looking inside for Hess. Anderson, a great play to get in there, but it's out of bounds. Not quite able to keep it in play.
Brandon Finn is so fun to watch on defense when he's guarding the point guard, dribbling the ball down the court. He's so tough. I would hate to be that point guard having to look at him all the time dribbling the ball down the court. He's very tough on defense.
Out top it comes Lawson, a long distance 3, no good, and Schilling has the rebound for Minnetonka.
Maple Grove doesn't need to take a lot of three-point shots. They were doing a good job earlier getting the ball indoors against Shane. They need to go back to that.
In for Minnetonka now, Derek Hassick, number 14. To the bucket goes Finn, and he draws a foul. He'll head to the free throw line.
Maple Grove's big guys need to help in the lane and recover. There's no way a guy 5'11" should be able to drive the lane and get shots off in there. He's done that 3 times so far this game. They need to make that adjustment and stop that.
Nolan called for the foul right there. Then Nolan and Finn getting into it just a little bit after they've gotten up there. Finn will head to the free throw line. He had 5 points in that first quarter for the Skippers. Free throw good. Finn for the season shoots 74% from the line. Doesn't shoot a whole lot of free throws. You see Grav back in for Nolan for Maple Grove. And second one not going to go, and Hess rebounds for the Crimson.
Shows you how tough Minnetonka is. Finn is probably the 3rd option on offense. You got Shane Schilling. You got Boone. You never hear too much about Finn, but he's an incredible player. Picks up the foul there.
Well, Maple Grove definitely wants to get the ball inside. Here's their coach, Ron Zoppi, on the offensive plan here tonight for the Crimson.
I think they know we want to go inside. That's no secret. We got to shoot the ball a little better than we did Saturday. And, again, there's no secret to what we do. We go inside, and then we throw it back outside, and they know that.
Lawson taking it up strong and draws a foul there, and that one will be against Hassick. And it will send Brent Lawson to the free throw line where he earlier made 2 out of 2. He can pull his team to within 1 here. Great rotation on the ball there for Lawson. Well, free throws are one of the little things that Maple Grove's going to have to do well to win this game, is get another look at the foul there.
There's no doubt about it. Maple Grove is doing what we didn't do at Park Center. Pick up fouls in their interior, guys. They're going to have to make some substitutions, bring guys in the game who aren't used to playing a whole lot, and make them beat them that way.
19-18, Minnetonka, our score. Early on, second quarter action here. Swinging around to Schilling. Little stop and go. Tough shot over Lawson. No good. Hess rebounds. And Hess is going to pull it back out and almost lost it to Fogarty. Grab recovers. Mike Pederson over to Lawson. He's wide open for 3. No good. Nice rebound, Mike Pederson. That one bounces out. And then Anderson rebounds for Tonka. Finn stops, fires, in and out. Fogarty rebounds out to Schilling. That one's an air ball.
Right now, Mr. Schilling seems to be pressing a little bit, trying to get something going.
Lawson at Schilling, no good. Rebound, Ryan Pederson, that is good. And now we've got a stoppage for, I'm not sure exactly what.
Right now, Maple Grove's size is definitely bothering Minnetonka. They can't drive in and finish shots like they're used to doing. Everything's going to have to be from outside. If Maple Grove can just adjust and be there on the catch when those guys catch the basketball and look to shoot, I think Minnetonka's going to have trouble this game.
So a 20-19 lead here for Maple Grove. The reason they stopped it was a kind of a delay of game warning there on Maple Grove to let the ball come out of the basket and don't interfere with it when Minnetonka is going to try and take the ball out of bounds. If it happened again, more than likely a technical foul will be called. Here's Finn. Nice fake on Ryan Pederson. Shot not going to go, though, and rebound by Hess. And then they throw it away.
You cannot have unforced turnovers in this game. Those things add up, and they bite you at the end of a ball game. Take care of the basketball.
Adam Boone will inbound. His club down by a point. Schilling lost it on the way up. Now Fogarty with Hess on him. Some very strange-looking matchups size-wise in this game. Ryan Pederson defending Finn, and now Lawson and Schilling battling. The foul is going to go on Shane Schilling.
That was a very good call. Shane Schilling initiated the contact there, trying to jog for position. The referee saw it, called the offensive foul. As you can see, Finn's trying to throw the ball in there. Shane Schilling was just trying to jog for position, and they called him for the offensive foul.
Oh, what in the world? We've got some Maple Grove kids taking it upon themselves to run out on the floor and clean up with a towel during the game.
You know, Jay, it's all right to get excited about your school being in the region finals, being a basketball game, but you can't have guys running out on the court. It creates stoppage in the game, and it actually hurts your team from getting into a flow.
It is a neutral site game, so I think they'd be quicker to, or less quick, I should say, to call a technical on the team. But boy, I could see that happening in that type of case. Grab back out to Oligmuller. Maple Grove by a point. Here comes Hess. Going to go at Schilling. And no good inside, and I think Pederson knocked it out of bounds.
That was a good sequence for Maple Grove offensively, looking to get the ball indoors. They just missed the shot, but they need to keep doing that, Jay.
Well, they did what I said, and they didn't get the foul call. Didn't work. Schilling going to fire way over Lawson, no good. And Boone knocks Grub down and gets to the rebound. Then the alley-oop knocked out of play. Minnetonka will keep possession here, and Shane Schilling, one of the few guys on that play that could say, throw it higher. I can go higher than that.
Shane Schilling right now seems to be pressing. He's got a great nucleus of guys out there to help him win this ball game. He needs to run through the offense and get his shots from that.
Well, they forced a miss there. Grab going down low. Hess with the left hand lays it in. 22-19, Maple Grove by 3.
Maple Grove doing an excellent job on the defensive and offensive end, and it's paying dividends for him.
Schilling firing again. He's been cold. Pederson rips it down.
Great interior defense on Shane Schilling. They're looking to make him take some tough shots in the post, and he seems to be having an off shooting night tonight.
Pederson, 15-footer. That's good. Maple Grove going to force a timeout from John Hedstrom. Their fans erupt. It's 24-19 Crimson.
Ron Zoffi and his coaching staff need to be applauded. Whatever they did the last couple of days in practice to focus on Minnetonka seems to be working tonight. Their size is definitely hurting Minnetonka. As you can see, Mr. Pederson taking the pull-up jumper, knocking down the big basket to put his team up by 5.
We remind you of our Cable 12 viewer response line. The number to call, 533-1710, and let us know you are watching Section 5 boys basketball, the championship game here, Maple Grove and Minnetonka, as we wind down coverage of the winter sports season here on Cable 12. And another great group of games here down the stretch. And boy, boys basketball here, kind of the final sport to wrap up its season in the winter. Good second quarter for the Crimson, and Ryan Pederson in particular. 7 points already in this quarter. They trailed by 3 when the quarter started. They're now up by 5.
Yeah, right now Maple Grove needs to take care of the ball, come down their offense, look indoors. They're killing Minnetonka indoors. Make them take some outside shots because they're getting all the defensive rebounds.
Finn to Anderson, down low. Schilling posting Lawson this time, and the shot partially blocked, and Oleg Miller rebounds. Lawson over to Hess, going for the reverse. Oh, and he got it to go. Ball was tipped out of his hand, but he got it back and scored anyway. Crimson by 7.
It's amazing what belief can do to your basketball team. Right now, they're believing they can win this game, and you can see it in their style of play.
Around to Fogarty. Finn back out to Boone. Gonna fire that three-pointer. No good. Minnetonka's gone cold, and Grev rebounds.
Right now you have a team like Minnetonka who relies on a three-point shot so heavily, you tend to shoot yourself out of a game, and that's what's happening to Minnetonka right now.
Foul on Adam Boone, trying to create something there, jump in the passing lane, but he got plenty of body on Lawson, and Lawson will head to the free throw line there.
Adam Boone, a great defender, just gets a little bit overzealous there, reaches inside for the ball, he gets called for the foul.
Lawson 4 out of 4 at the line for the Crimson. They are trying to build on a 7-point lead. (27-19) Maple Grove.
Right now, Maple Grove is focusing on stopping Schilling. They say, hey, we're going to let the other 4 guys beat us. And right now, they're doing a very good job at having an 8-point lead in this basketball game, making things tough for Minnetonka.
1 out of 2 that time. Here's Boone pulling up. That's good. Adam Boone breaking a drought there for Tonka. Pulls his team to within 6. 27-21. Hess defended by Schilling out on the perimeter. Now Lawson. Ryan Pederson. Here's Grev cutting inside off the glass, no good. Hess wins the battle for the rebound. On the run, no good. Offensive foul.
Great defense by Grant Anderson, getting his body under Hess when he came down, and he picks up the offensive foul. You see Hess working hard on the boards, tries to go inside and put it back up, but creates a little bit too much body contact. Grant Anderson was there squared, and they called him for the charge.
Hess will check out. Mike Pederson back in. 2 fouls on Hess, and that's probably a big reason why they'll sit him down. They want him available in the second half. Schilling now defended by Ryan Pederson. Around the horn it comes to Boone. He'll hand off to Fogarty. Hasek back in, as is Nolan. Fogarty going to the rack, and he draws a foul on the way in.
Great ball movement by Minnetonka. You can tell John Hestrom said something in the huddle to Shane Schilling not to press so much, work the ball around, get the ball to the other 4 guys, and right now, that's what they're doing. Fogarty goes inside to try to score the bucket, gets called for the foul.
Fogarty will shoot 2 here for Tonka. No good.
Fogarty seems to be complaining about the Crimson Crazies underneath the backboard. They really seem to be bothering their free throw shooter today. I don't think there's anything the referees can do about that. If the guys aren't on the court, they can stand there and cheer as loud as they want.
Fogarty misses a pair, and Mike Pederson a solid rebound. So Minnetonka misses out on an opportunity to cut into the deficit. They trail 27-21. Here's Grev launching one, no good. Rebound Oleg Miller, and then taken from him by Fogarty. Dishes off to Hasek, no good, and Nolan up high for the rebound. Nearly an over and back call there. Oleg Miller from the baseline, no good. And rebound by Fogarty.
Great no call by the referee. That was not an over and back. We're not getting caught up in the emotion of the fans. They're just making good calls.
Schilling Sinks one there. That's a two-pointer, 27-23. Maple Grove. Grev. Leaner. Yes. Count it and one. Grev is not content to just beat the point guard that's defending him. He's taking it all the way in to score.
Mr. Grev has gone into his phone booth and he's taken out his Superman suit. He goes hard to the board, knocks it off the glass, and gets the and one.
Bettinga picking up the foul. Grev misses on the free throw. Rebound to Grant Anderson. Action heating up here. 29-23 our score. Tonka trailing by 6 as they hit the front court. 25 seconds to go in our first half.
Minnetonka looking to spread the floor to take one shot. Look for Boone to try and penetrate, or look for them to give the ball to Schilling in the post.
10 seconds. Grev trying to deny Boone the ball. Here's Fogarty handing off to Schilling. Schilling on the run is fouled. Oh, an offensive foul on Schilling. I thought they had called somebody for slapping at his arm, but instead they called Schilling for landing on Grev.
That's a very good call. Grev was there. He was squared, had his feet set. Schilling came in, tried to lay the ball off the backboard, and charged right into him.
Player control foul, so no free throws. Only 1.8 seconds for Maple Grove to try and get a shot away. Nolan is not going to get an attempt away, but what a first half for Maple Grove. They lead top seed Minnetonka and defending state champion 29-23. More action to come from the Lindbergh Center.
Morning in the northwest suburbs. Getting ready for another busy day.
Good morning. Coming up on Cable 12 Mornings.
Cable 12 can help with news and weather from your part of town, what's happening in your schools, and much more. For a morning show that's closer to you, wake up to Cable 12.
When Jesse Ventura was sworn in as Minnesota's new governor, all the TV stations were there. But only one newscast caught reaction from the governor's former hometown, Brooklyn Park. And only one newscast stopped to hear what Northwest suburban students were saying about this historic moment. It's the same newscast that brought you former Viking Bob Lertzima's thoughts on his old team's new success. It's the news that's closer to you every day. Cable 12 News.
29-23, Maple Grove lead at halftime of this contest here. And Lionel Jones, I thought in the second quarter, we had talked a little bit about Minnetonka having been in this situation more, but they looked like the team that was a little bit rattled, I thought, in the second period as compared to Maple Grove.
It's amazing what belief can do to your ball club. Right now, Maple Grove is just believing that they can win this ball game. And right now, you can just see the confidence just coming over the team when they play on the floor.
Take a look at our first half highlights. It was Minnetonka starting this game hot, especially from three-point land. Adam Boone burying the long three-pointer in the opening minutes, as it looked like for the very beginning, like Minnetonka was definitely taking control. They led early 10-2, but here's Jeremy Grev going down low to Jeff Hess. Gets the reverse layup, and Maple Grove, as the game has gone on, has gotten the ball inside more. And big second quarter for Ryan Pederson, one of his 3 baskets right there, as he knocks it down. As we look at our first half stats, the field goal shooting fairly even in this game. Free throws, though, a big difference. Maple Grove has gotten to the line more and been much more successful. Minnetonka shooting a dreadful 1 out of 5. Maple Grove has had a little more trouble with Minnetonka's pressure and have turned the ball over twice as much, but rebounding, especially as the game has gone on, has started to tilt more in favor of Maple Grove.
Yeah, right now their size seems to really be bothering Minnetonka. They're going to have to find a way to fight around those big bodies. Get some offensive boards, get some defensive boards, make some post moves, get some of those big bodies in foul trouble. Hopefully, they'll bring some smaller guys in off the bench, even though Maple Grove has a lot of 6'6" guys. Bring somebody in off the bench who's not used to playing, and hopefully they can take advantage of that.
Well, Maple Grove looking for an upset. They're halfway home. We'll be back with our second half in just a moment.
on the road again, heading to your school. Cable 12's Game of the Week.
Wendell a blast and a goal!
We're there from start to finish.
Classic way.
Every play, every call.
Look out! Oh, runaway freight train.
The most complete coverage of your favorite local team.
A shot and a goal! Come on!
Cable 12, bringing prep sports closer to you.
And welcome back to a jam-packed Lindbergh Center here, 29-23 our score. And there's Maple Grove football coach Craig Hansen, who led many of these same players into the state football playoffs with their first section title, and that has to help. And there is their baseball coach Darby Carlson, who led his Maple Grove baseball team to the state tournament. Some of these guys on that team as well, so a little bit of big game experience, not necessarily in the same sport. Boone will inbound. We're underway in the second half. Boone, Fogarty, Schilling, Finn, and Anderson, the starting five out on the court for Minnetonka. Schilling had it poked away on the way up. They keep possession, though, with Fogarty. Pederson, Lawson, Hess, Oligmuller, and Grev, starting five back out there for the Crimson as well. Down low to Boone. Boone turning on Grev, goes to the spin, counted and one.
Adam, big game. Boone's coming out of the locker room at halftime, trying to exert himself, trying to exert some emotion on his teammates right now. Gets the ball into the post. He's doubled there, splits the double, and he goes strong with a nice drop step, hits it off the backboard, and it goes in for two.
My mistake, the foul's on Ryan Pederson rather than Grev, and you could see it on the replay there. Got him with the body coming over. Well, Boone completes a three-point play. He now has 8. Schilling has 8, and Finn 6 for Minnetonka. Hess with 8, Ryan Pederson with 7, Oligmuller and Lawson 5 apiece for the Crimson in that first half. So 3-point ball game. Backdoor pass over to Hess, off the glass and good.
The big guys indoors are starting to take over. Minnetonka cannot handle that size inside.
Boone all the way, left it over for Anderson, lost it on the way up. Long outlet to Hess, all the way for the big jam.
Hess with a super slam on the other end, getting out running the floor. That shows his versatility.
7-point game, and there's another miss, this time from Finn, and Grev rebounds.
Emotions are running high. Maple Grove is really into this game.
Down low, looking for Oligmuller. Schilling coming over on the weak side to steal it. Boone defended by Grev. Drives, dishes to Fogarty, open, no good, and Grev rebounds.
Right now, you can see the concern on John Hestrom's face. His shots just aren't falling tonight. The players are getting shots, they just aren't falling, Jay.
Gone much colder than they were in the opening moments. Grev back over Ryan Pederson, 17-footer, too hard. Oligmuller pushed off. Good call. No doubt about that one. And Oligmuller will pick up his line. Here's Lawson taking it around Boone. Nice block by Schilling. Lawson got it back. Here's Grev from deep. It's good. Three-pointer.
Mr. Grev, you must know where he is at all times on the court because he can step up and bite you when you least expect it.
9-point lead for the Crimson, their biggest. Boone will stop and fire, and that's good, a three.
Big game Boone knocking down the three-pointer from outside. That's what they need to do is get their other 4 guys involved in their offense. Stop looking to Shane so much. Let the offense flow through him and see if he can get some shots, but don't just count on him to do everything.
36-30, Schilling all over Hess, but he gets it to Lawson. To the baseline, that's good. Nice move by Lawson.
Boy, the more and more I watch this Maple Grove team, the more impressed I am with them. They have huge size, and they use it to their advantage.
Boone up and over Grev, no good. Hess had the rebound and is called for a push-off. That'll be his third. Call came a little bit late, but I think it was the right call. At least it looked like he had shoved him to me.
Yeah, I think it was the right call. Got a big man just working a little bit too hard underneath, gets the push, and the referee sees it, makes the call. Good call by the referees.
Mike Pederson comes in to replace Hess. I think just the lateness of the whistle surprised Jeff a little bit. Here's Richardson stepping up to fire, no good. Boone gets to the rebound. What a play by Adam Boone. Schilling going to turn on Lawson. Tough shot, no good. Rebound by Grev. And speaking of a small guy rebounding, now Boone gets in the way of that one and knocks it out of play.
If you're Maple Grove right now, you don't need to rush. Come down, run your offense. You've been doing an A+ job at doing that, getting the ball indoors. Your perimeter guys are open. You're getting it to them. You're winning this ball game right now. No need to rush.
4.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Maple Grove by 8, looking to knock off Minnetonka, defending state champs. Pederson looking inside to Lawson. Nice move. Oh, it bounced out. Richardson rebounds. Everything but the finish there. That was actually an easier shot than a couple that Brent has made. Fogarty to Schilling.
Lawson doing an excellent job on Shane.
Schilling comes out high to take the pass. Cut off at the baseline. Forces it up anyway and hits. 6-point lead now for the Crimson. I'm a little surprised at Maple Grove. And there's a near steal. Whoa, Grev got it back. Grev is fouled by Boone.
You don't need to pick up that foul. You're one of the key players on this team. If you get in foul trouble, you're going to have to sit. Just move your feet on that instance right there. Try not to reach in, but he did. Just call for the foul. Good call by the refs.
That'll be number 3 on Boone. Changes for both teams now. Thettinga in, Anderson in, and Caleb Marks now in for Maple Grove. I was going to say, I'm a little surprised that Maple Grove isn't letting somebody else bring the ball up occasionally. They're putting so much pressure on Grev. Obviously, they have confidence in him to say, okay, we're going to leave you to bring it up yourself, but that's a tough chore. He's going to get worn out with that much pressure on him all game.
Very tough, especially with Mr. Fingardner. You're going to have a tough time.
Thettinga defending Grev, both one bench one and a defensive foul, one bench one and an offensive foul there. Oligmuller, cut off by Anderson, goes out to Ryan Pederson. Pederson changing sides of the court here, not much happening, nobody open. Now comes back to Grev, he'll fire up another 3, short. Mike Pederson, a solid rebound, turnaround is good.
Working hard, when you work hard, you get rewarded on the offensive end. He goes up for the offensive board and puts down the deuce.
8-point lead again for Maple Grove. Here's Fogarty, and he is fouled on the way in by Mike Pederson. Well, you have the one-end problem for Minnetonka, trying to keep a guy that big off the board, and at the other end, Pederson has trouble moving his feet quick enough to guard Fogarty.
Yeah, there's the penetration. Pretty good defense. Gets called for the body and the push. And Mr. Finn will not go to the line of taking the ball out. It was a foul on the ground.
Finn over to Boone. Looking inside, Anderson with the left hand and one.
There's the guy we talked about in pregame, how hard he works. He works so hard to get good position. He got good position that time, gets the ball in the post, gets the guy on his back, and he just goes to the backboard, lays it up off the glass, and you can count that one.
This is the second bucket for Grant in the ballgame. Second foul on Jeremy Oligmuller. Minnetonka continuing to have trouble at the free throw line. A big battle for the rebound, and Schilling ended up with it. Spins out, Schilling a rebound. Pederson blocks it, but a foul.
He gets called for the swat on Shane Schilling. Shane Schilling gets the board, tries to go back up with it, and Mr. Pederson gets called for the foul. There's a lot of contact under there. Goes right back up. Yes, that was a questionable foul. I think he called it for the little slap on the wrist, but in a big game like this, I don't know if you would make that call.
So a timeout taken, 2:37 to go in the third quarter. 40-34 is our score in favor of Maple Grove. I think there were some people that question whether Maple Grove or anybody in your section could give Minnetonka a game. I think we're finding out that they definitely can so far.
One thing I'm going to tell you, Region 5 is probably the toughest region in the state of Minnesota. Anyone can come out of that region at any given time. You have so many good teams. And I think Minnetonka is a great team, but anyone can get beaten on any given night.
Well, Maple Grove has played Minnetonka before. Here's Ron Zoppi on the Experience versus Minnetonka.
Yeah, we've played them now all 3 years I've been here, and we're getting used to the Minnetonka mystique, I guess. But they're a very good basketball team, and we think we got to play our best game to beat them.
And you couldn't argue much if you said they were playing their best game of the season so far here, 40-34. But Shane Schilling will head to the free throw line for 2 here for the Skippers.
You know, right now, Ron Zoffi is Michelangelo out there. He's creating something. He's really creating something right now, creating a masterpiece. A great game plan coming into this ball game. His team has responded. They're up by 5 right now.
Schilling with a dozen in tonight's contest. And he makes them both to cut the lead back to 4, 40-36. And here comes Minnetonka with some pressure. And Grev apparently stepped in bounds before inbounding that one, so it's a turnover.
Tough call there by the referees. There's not much room down there with the Minnetonka Maniacs down there making it tough for Maple Grove to take the ball out. The referee made the call.
Inside for Schilling, and we're going to get a foul call against Ryan Pederson. That'll be his 3rd. They're starting to mount up a little bit on the Crimson. Pederson has some marks, all have 3 fouls. We are late in the 3rd quarter, however. Lawson coming into the lineup.
Right here, trying to get the ball inside to Schilling. They make the call for the push in the back. Not having any problem with the refereeing right now, Jay, but you've let calls go like that the first half. Now you're starting to make those calls. Now it's tough for the kids to adjust.
Schilling is coming alive in this 3rd quarter, mostly from the line. He's 4 out of 5 from the line, and now a total of 14 points. Makes them both again. 40-38, Tonka down by just 2. Inbounded to Caleb Marks. See if they try and trap him. Nope, just tough man-to-man with Boone. Grev gets the handoff. Bettinga fouled him.
You would think a close game like this would benefit Minnetonka because they have someone on their team by the name of Schilling who can take over the game at any point in time. We learned that in the region semifinal game.
Maple Grove will inbound in front of their bench. Mike Pederson takes the inbound now to Lawson. Minnetonka really stepping up the defensive pressure. Here's Lawson, tough shot, but he was fouled. Grant Anderson's going to pick it up.
I love what Maple Grove is doing offensively. They're penetrating. It's tough for Minnetonka to get there and help. And right now they're committing the 2-shot fouls, and Maple Grove's going to go to the line just like Minnetonka's been doing on the other end.
Yeah, if a team pressures you that hard, you have to make them pay by driving it past them. That free throw's not going to count. They're something with the fans behind the basket.
This is how you can hurt your ball club. Mr. Lawson had just knocked down that shot, but that shot's not going to count because fans are continuing to come on the floor. Again, it's great to be excited about the ball game, but you need to stay off the court because you're hurting your team when you do that.
And it's interesting that it's at the Maple Grove end that they're talking about it. I don't envy the officials, and I've said this before, and I'll say it every year we come here. This design, the bleachers are far too close to the court at the ends. It's just, you're asking for trouble. That play when Grev stepped in, he had no room.
I agree.
I would like to, I don't know what they could do about it. Maybe, I'm not sure if it's possible to not pull those bleachers quite all the way out or whatever, but it's going to cost somebody a ball game. And he misses them both, but a huge rebound from Marks. Oligmuller off the glass and good. Nice move again by Jeremy Oligmuller. And Maple Grove breaking a bit of a drought. They lead by 4, 42-38.
The Big Easy going to work inside, and he gets the 2.
Anderson firing a 15-footer. That's no good. Lawson rips down the rebound. Schilling is all over him. Now gets it to Grev. Lawson firing in and out. Rebound to Grant Anderson. And he lost it off his foot and out of bounds as Marks got a piece of it.
This game has been exciting so far. Both teams committing turnovers. Both teams scrapping for the ball. It's going to be an interesting 4th quarter. I can't wait.
Fogarty will come back in for Minnetonka. 1:42 to go in our 3rd quarter.
Here's a shot by Lawson. Squares up nicely. Couldn't knock the shot down.
Nearly thrown away there. Lawson retrieves it. Now Mike Pederson to Lawson. Minnetonka's really tightened up the defense and tightened it up too much. Fogarty fouled Lawson.
Right now, Maple Grove needs to take care of the basketball. Minnetonka is going to extend the defense a little bit, try to put a lot of pressure out there. You can see Schilling trying to force the action. Fogarty steps in and commits the foul.
Inbounded to Oligmuller, and he throws it past Marks. This one's going to go all the way out of bounds. Minnetonka will get it.
Maple Grove must take care of the basketball. You cannot have unforced turnovers. That'll hurt you in a big game like this.
Sometimes against this kind of pressure, easier said than done.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Off the inbound, the jumper no good for Fogarty. There's a rebound and bucket for Shane Schilling. 42-40.
Shane stepping up, getting the rebound there, putting it back up for two.
Wasn't shooting the ball real well from the field, but he's getting some offensive rebounds, getting some free throws, just doing whatever he can to get some points. Into Oligmuller, and Schilling blocks it.
Mr. Oligmuller trying to lay the ball up. Shane was there. Going to make it tough for him to get anything. And he knocks the ball out of bounds with the block. Just elevates. Gets a piece of the ball and knocks it out.
Marks inbounds to Lawson, and he is fouled by, I believe it's Grant Anderson, who will pick it up.
Lawson right now seems to have recovered from that ankle injury he had in the region's semifinals. Works hard indoors here trying to lay the ball up, and he gets cut out from underneath. Doesn't get the shot, but he goes to the line and shoots two.
Lawson's free throw is good. 8 points in the game for Brent this evening. Richardson back into the lineup for the Skippers. Anderson now with 3 fouls will sit probably for the rest of this third quarter. Exactly a minute to go in our third quarter. Maple Grove by 3.
Well, Jay, it's going to be interesting to see how Minnetonka reacts to this close game. They haven't had many close games this year. It's going to be interesting to see how they adjust for the fourth quarter.
Schilling up with the rebound, so Crimson by 3. Grev defending Adam Boone. Schilling, nice pass. Richardson layup good.
Great pick and roll there. He hits the roller, lays it up off the backboard for 2.
1 point lead for Maple Grove here. 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Grev gonna fire up a 3, short with it. Boone rips away the rebound. Chance to lead for Tonka. Finn from the corner, no good. And Marks rebounds for Maple Grove. 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Marks gonna pull up, no good. And rebound by Fogarty. Minnetonka will get a last chance at it. 5 seconds to go. Fogarty, no good. And a wild third quarter. Minnetonka trailed big, but they cut it back to 1. Our score after 3. Maple Grove 43 and Minnetonka 42.
Sometimes it's so hectic, it's hard to keep up with all the changes happening around you. That's why Cable 12 News is designed to fit your schedule, not ours.
Stations, they make you watch at their times, at 5, 6, and 10. But here at Cable 12, you can watch our news just about any time you want.
No matter how you look at it, it's news that's convenient for the northwest suburbs.
It's another reason to watch, and another way that Cable 12 News is closer to you.
Well, quite a barn burner coming here in the fourth quarter. 43-42. Maple Grove leading Minnetonka here as they make a bid for the section title.
Right now, it's going to be important for the communication from the bench to the players on the floor be intact. I think on that last possession that Maple Grove had, the coaches were standing up yelling 1 shot. The guys couldn't hear them because of the fan noise. They took the shot, and Minnetonka ended up getting the last possession.
Well, Minnetonka did a much better job of getting to the line and being successful when they got there in that third quarter. They made 6 out of 8, and they are back within a point. Nolan handling the ball to start the fourth quarter here for the Crimson. Marks defended out there by Greg Fogarty. Lawson going to the bucket. That's good. 10 points for Brent Lawson.
Mr. Lawson with a nice drive and the layup in the lane to put his team up by 3.
Swing it for Schilling. He'll fire the 3. No good, and Marks rebounds. Now Nolan into the front court here with Finn checking him. All the way to the bucket shot, partially blocked, and Tonka out of there with it. Here comes Finn. Finn left all alone, so he'll fire, and he knocks it down, and we're tied.
Mr. Finn, that's what he can do to you. You leave him by himself, and he's going to make you pay all night long.
45 all. Marks, is called for a travel. Finn thought he had a steal, but it was a travel first, and it will be Minnetonka ball.
Right there, Mr. Finn. Lawson loses him. He gets the corner jump shot from three-point line, extended, and knocks down the big bucket. You give him that, he's going to hit that all day.
Rev will check back into the lineup here for Maple Grove. Boone, backdoor to Schilling, reverse good, Tonka's up by 2.
Mr. Schilling stepping up. He's their go-to guy. Look for him to get a lot of possessions in the next 6 minutes and 36 seconds.
Safe to say Minnetonka's kind of weathered the storm of that third quarter here. Marks driving, wild shot. Maple Grove's guards are getting a little bit rattled here. Nolan took a bad shot a couple minutes ago, and so did Marks, but he's bailed out by a foul call.
That's what we were talking about earlier, Jay, how experience comes in handy in big games like this. Maple Grove has never been in the region final. They're learning right now. What they have to do right now is take care of the basketball, not get rattled by the fans or the pressure from Minnetonka's defense. Take care of the basketball, run your offense.
Yeah, your first thought when the other team scores a big bucket is, I want to come back at him, I want to go at him, and that's what we're seeing sometimes, and sometimes with not good results. That free throw good for Marks. He makes 1 out of 2. And it's 47-46, Minnetonka by a point. Schilling over Lawson. No, it's not over Lawson. He blocked it. Hess trying to save it. Out of bounds off Minnetonka. It will be Maple Grove ball. What a job defensively by Brent Lawson.
Brent Lawson has been bothering Shane Schilling all night, making him 4 shots. He's there when Shane releases the ball for his jumpers. You can't ask Mr. Lawson to do a better job than what he's done tonight.
Not only did he get a hand up, he blocked it. And here again we've had a problem with fans too close, and now one Maple Grove fan looks like, or a Minnetonka fan looks like he's being escorted out of the way here.
There's Shane driving to the hole there. Mr. Lawson gets the block.
Tonka by 1. Here's Grev. Marks all the way in, draws another foul. Marks being very aggressive, and a moment ago I said bad shot, but he keeps coming after him, and he got a step that time.
I am so impressed with Maple Grove as a unit, particularly their perimeter guys. You don't hear too much about those guys. Region semifinal game, region final game, these guys have stepped up, and that's why they're here in the position they are in.
Marks knocks it down. He has 4 points. Tie ball game. Marks for the lead. No good. Schilling rebounds. We stay tied at 47 apiece. 5:55 to go. 4th quarter here for the Section 5 championship.
What a game.
Boone. Oh, taken by Grev. Great hands by Jeremy Grev. He read the pass was coming. Not only, he didn't just get up and tip it, he caught it. Now Oligmuller wants to go on Anderson. Nice post moves, missed with the left hand though, and Schilling rebounds. And a traveling call, I believe, on Schilling.
Right now you talk about experience. How much experience does Adam Boone have playing in region final games? I don't believe when he was with Washburn last year that they were in any region final games the year before that either. So right now he's learning how to play in the big game like this. He just had an unforced turnover right there, and it was a key one.
Marks inbound pass taken away by Finn, and Hasek will get a layup out of it.
Big time turnover right there. Mr. Finn gets a steal. converts in transition.
And then an inbound pass that goes awry, so Tonka back up by 2, and they force a bad pass on the inbound and a turnover.
No need to get rattled. You understand you turn the ball over. Just get a stop right here on defense. You'll be in good shape.
Schilling now checked by Ryan Pederson. Got him up in the air, and his shot is good. 21 for Shane Schilling. Tonka by 4.
Shane Schilling with a great move to get the deuce.
5 minutes to play. Grev slowing the tempo a little bit here. Hess is called for the walk. Boy, Minnetonka, talk about upping the defensive pressure. Whoa. It's tough just to get a pass away now.
This is where experience comes in. It's very important to take care of the basketball. It's not that Maple Grove is doing a bad job of taking care of the basketball, but they're just making key turnovers right now, and it's really hurting them. They're down by 4.
Pressure-packed ball game here, and what a great ball game it's been. Maple Grove took a 9-point lead in the third quarter before Minnetonka's come back, and right now the Skippers lead it by 4 points.
This is a great ball game for spectators to come out and see, to showcase the talent in Minnesota. Minnesota basketball is getting better and better each year.
Finn inbounds to Adam Boone. Schilling gets a pick out high, fires in and out, no good. Big fight for the rebound, finally comes down to Lawson. Grev trapped in the corner and jabbed away from him by Hasek.
Right now, Minnetonka is still extending their man-to-man defense, making it very tough for Maple Grove to get any type of good look.
Pederson looking inside for Oligmuller, but a hold on Grant Anderson. That'll be his 4th. Maple Grove postmen do a good job at using their body to shield off a defender, and that time Anderson called for the foul.
You're right there, Grant Anderson is just trying to get around the big body of the Big Easy as he tried to get position on the block. He got a good position, and the referee called Mr. Anderson for the foul.
Oligmuller knocks it down. He has 8 points. The lead is 3 for Minnetonka. Jeremy's 3 for 3 at the line in the game, 9 points, and his team down by 2, 51-49. Schilling goes right at Lawson. Pull-up jumper too long. Boone the rebound. Oh, man, will this count? He threw it up there, a tough shot. And I think they're saying the basket's going to go. No basket. Foul before the shot.
Jay, the Minnetonka fans are booing, but that's a great call. He was on the ground once he tried to release the shot. There's the foul. His feet are on the ground before he released the ball. There was not a foul there. Good call by the referees. It was a close one, but it was the correct call.
Heck of a shot by Adam Boone. It will not count, but he will go to the free throw line here for a 1-and-1 chance. Boone on the season, 66%. 1 for 1 tonight.
Big free
Knocks
throw
it down. Nice shot by Boone. 12 points. He puts his team in the lead by 3. Nothing but net on both of them for Adam Boone. Back to a 4-point lead now for Minnetonka. And they're dropping back a little bit on their pressure, although Finn's still pressuring Grev, and he lost it out of bounds. That's what gets back to what I talked to earlier. You've got to do something to help your point guard there, whether it's with a pick in the backcourt I always felt like if somebody was guarding the guy that tight, you send Hess back there to lay him out with a pick or something.
Yeah, Minnetonka's a straight denial. Once the point guard gets rid of the ball, he's not going to get it back.
Schilling going at Lawson, who's called for a hold.
Tough call, tough call. It's another one of those calls in a big game like this you probably can let go. On both ends of the floor in the first half, you weren't making those calls. That's a questionable one right there.
So Schilling will go back to the line here. This will be a 2 free throw opportunity here. It was the 10th team foul on Maple Grove. Schilling, slow start, but he's got 21 in the game. Make it 22. And now a 6-point lead for Minnetonka, 55-49. Lawson, nice ball fake, pull-up jumper, spins out, knocked out by Tonka.
Maple Grove on the defensive end, what they have to do is not let Shane Schilling get touches on the ball for the next 3 minutes and 45 seconds. That's who they're going to go to. You cannot let him get the ball.
Inbounded to Hess, oh, and it rolls out. They had a perfect inbound play, but the inside shot is missed. Now Schilling bumps into grab, and both sets of fans wanted a call there either way, but kind of incidental. Boone, a clear out for him on Greb, and he draws a foul. That's a tough matchup for Greb. He's just giving up size and quickness there, and Boone recognized it and took it at him.
Very tough. Right now, Minnetonka has a 6-point lead with 3 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in the ball game. That's going to be tough for Maple Grove to come back with a deficit like that. They can do it, but what they have to do on the offensive end, they have to start scoring buckets or going to the free throw line and shooting two. Right now, on offense, they're coming down and they aren't getting anything.
Free throw is good for Boone. Yeah, lately it's been more of a struggle just to keep possession, not to turn it over, rather than being able to get good shots, and then they've missed some of the ones they've gotten, like that inbound play to Hess. Boone will try to make it an 8-point lead, and he does. Minnetonka coming up big in the latter part of the third and early in the fourth quarter. Tough pass there. Greb able to haul it in. Lawson had it poked away. Ball on the floor and a tie-up, I believe, yes. Minnetonka was trying to call timeout, Finn was, but he didn't have clear possession of it. So a tie-up will go to Minnetonka.
Boy, Minnetonka defensively is just starting to bear down on those perimeter guys and the post guys indoors. Maple Grove is having trouble just getting the ball across half court, coming down, running their offense.
Under 3 minutes to play now. 8-point lead for Tonka. Hess trying to move his feet to stay with Fogarty. Did a pretty good job. Minnetonka spreading it out here. Going to use some clock. Boone spinning into the middle. Going to be called for a travel.
Maple Grove needs to get something here on offense. They haven't scored in a long time. Come down, run your offense, try to get something indoors.
Two and a half minutes to play. Maple Grove has scored only 6 points here in the fourth quarter. Rev stepping around the screen. Nice dish over to Ryan Pederson. Reverse layup, good.
The big D Warner with the reverse layup, cutting through the lane. Goes up on one end of the basket, turns it around the other end, makes a reverse layup for two.
Tonka by 6. Pederson went for the steal and almost got it. Under 2 minutes to play now. Minnetonka can certainly afford to run some clock here. Maple Grove's going to have to start to think about fouling, and John Hedstrom would like a timeout on the Minnetonka sideline.
Right now, John Hedstrom will go in and tell his crew, we're up by 6 points. We have 1 minute and 49 seconds left. We don't actually have to take another shot in this ball game. Maple Grove has 1 minute and 49 seconds to beat us. Let's just take care of the basketball and not take silly shots.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Maple Grove comes with a little bit smaller group to chase around the floor here. Tough to ask somebody like Hess to go out and trap along the sideline or along half court.
Yes, because right now Maple Grove's going to need to come out and try to get some fouls, put Minnetonka at the line. Hopefully they'll miss some free throws if you're a Maple Grove fan. So what they have to do is come in with the smaller lineup so those guys can use their speed to get to the guys and foul them quickly so time won't run off the clock.
Marks is back in there now for Maple Grove. Marks, Grev, Lawson, Ryan Pederson, and Hess. And we've got Fogarty, Finn, Boone, Anderson, and Schilling on the court for Minnetonka. Inbounded to Boone. Just a weave around the top here for Minnetonka. Now to Grant Anderson.
They aren't going to shoot it, Jay.
No, there's no need to. Especially with, they've had relatively little trouble keeping possession here. Finn had his shirt grabbed there, but play goes on. Maple Grove's going to have to think about fouling soon here. A minute 20. And Marks bumps into Fogarty, and he'll send him to the line. Now it is 2 shots every time here, which hurts Maple Grove, obviously.
There's no doubt. The guy you want to foul on the defensive end for Maple Grove, you want to probably put Grant Anderson at the line. He's shooting about 50% from the year. When he gets his hand on the ball, you have to foul quickly. Take advantage of him being on the floor.
Fogarty 0 for 2 tonight, but he knocks this one down. On the season, Greg Fogarty shoots 71%, and I would agree. If Anderson gets it, he's the guy they should go after, and he actually did briefly touch it there. Second free throw also good. Tonka's been tough at the line down the stretch. They have not missed in the fourth quarter after shooting poorly in the first half. 59-51 lead here for Minnetonka. Things looking bleak now for Maple Grove. Lawson to the middle, no good. Hess rebounds. Marks will take a 3, and he hits.
X marks the spot on that one, Jay. He squared his feet. He knew he could knock that shot down, and he hits the big 3, puts him right back in this ball game.
5-point game. Fogarty now to Boone. 45 seconds. They've got to go foul. Here's Boone, and Grev fouls him. Boone's an excellent free thrower, but boy, you don't have much choice. And Grev's telling his teammates, come on, foul somebody else when they've got the ball.
Well, point guards, if you're a point guard on a basketball team, your legs are always working. It's not a bad foul as people might think. His legs might be tired in this situation. He's played pretty much the whole game. He might go to the line and split these or miss both of them. You never know.
Only 38 seconds to go. They had to do something there. And now Hess, I'm not sure. I think he is possibly maybe bleeding here. They're coming over. I don't see it, but maybe there is. Yeah, it looks like it must be on his elbow. On the back of his arm there. So he has to come out, and Adam Boone will go to the free throw line here for 2 shots. And he does miss.
There he is right there. I mean, this is a guy that works the whole game, trying to get his team in the offense, taking shots, playing defense. His legs are pretty tired right now. It's the end of the fourth quarter. He's going to have to really exert himself and try to hit these free throws.
Second one, nothing but net. 6-point game, 60-54, Tonka. Maple Grove looking for a 3. Grev into the lane. He'll fire up a 2. No good. Out off of Grev. It will be Tonka basketball. 23 seconds to go. And a 6-point lead.
Got to foul right away.
And we get one there, and Grev knocks Boone down. Boone not enjoying that one much.
Right now, Schilling talking to his teammates. I read his lips on the court. He said, no need to get into any kind of conflict with the Maple Grove guys. We're going to state.
Yeah, it is irritating to get fouled late like that, but you just have to put it in your mind that you know they're going to foul you. They're just trying to stop the clock and try not to let it bother you. Adam Boone sinks it. Adam Boone 6 out of 7 in the fourth quarter at the free throw line, and his team appears very much like they'll be headed back to defend their state class 4A championship. Good again, 62-54, Minnetonka. Grev in the turn and fired up there, no good. Schilling rebounds. Out of the pack with it comes Shane Schilling, dishing it over, and the shot is good by Finn. And that'll do it. Minnetonka is the Section 5 champion.
Maple Grove gave it all they had. They came in with a great game plan to work indoors. They just came up a little bit short today. Great job by Minnetonka.
64-54 our final score. We will be back with more here from the Lindbergh Center in just a moment.
When we say jam, we mean Sports Jam. We dive in and bring you up close and personal with the personalities behind the athletes. The only sports show jam-packed with all the action of the teams, closer to you.
Final score 64-54 as Minnetonka repeats as Section 5 champion. And John Hedstrom, they don't get any easier, do they?
No, they don't. I tell you what, we play in this section, like I was telling you before, it's awfully good teams, well-coached teams, good basketball players, and it's honestly, it's an honor to win this section. It is. We did well coming out of it last year, and each game we got done, and both Coach Jett and Coach Zopp, we said, go on and win it all. And it gets you ready for the state tournament. There's no doubt about it. They're a heck of a good team, and we played, I think, just well enough down the stretch to win the game. I thought our experience really came through from the standpoint that, I think Maple Grove, this is their third year of the school, and the first year they got beat in the first round. The second year they got beat by us in the second round. Now they get beat by in the third round. I would put odds on they're the favorite next year. So they're a good team and well coached, and we were lucky enough to win.
Congratulations, John, and like those coaches said, go ahead and represent Section 5.
Yes, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're playing a tough game next week up in St. Cloud. Last year you asked me, I didn't know where we were, and I didn't. And this year I have looked ahead a little bit. We play the winner of Moorhead and Grand Rapids, so we'll get to relax a little bit tomorrow, go up and watch them play Friday night. It's a long drive up to Moorhead, but I'll do it any day.
All right, congratulations, John Hedstrom and the Minnetonka skipper. 64-54, the final score. Hope you've enjoyed all the action from the Lindbergh Center. Good night from Hopkins.